Okay, so today I just want to talk about the new Adidas promo that's going on in FIFA 22 Ultimate Team. Just my thoughts on it and why I just don't like the promo and what's wrong with it in my view. So if we just have a look. Actually, I don't think I can check the full team. So if we just go into concepts here, check. Oh, they finally added it to the game. These are all the cards that are used for this promo. And this promo is basically a plus, like a big boost on one specific stats based on the player's boots, and then it's a +1 for everything else overall. And then the players will get next an upgrade at the end of December, and that will only be a +1 on the rest of their attributes. And then their final upgrade will be done in April, where their main stat that's been boosted because of their boots will be 99. However, that will only be in April, and they'll only get a +1 overall as well, in addition to the initial +1 overall, and that will happen in April. So effectively, these cards will have, so Joss will have 99 pace and 87 shooting, 91 dribbling in April. Not before then. Before then, this is his card for about 4 or 5 months of the game. So these cards here, none of them are really good cards, really. 2-star week for this guy, Di Maria, you know. It's just not enough meta cards or reasons to really want to grind FIFA or play the game or to get good enough packs to open a card like this. The only decent cards really are Felix, Militao and Jota. The rest are just average. This is Sensio SBC. It's not a bad SBC, but that card ain't usable, not with the current right wings in the game. You've got to play them up. Salah, who's a decent price. You've got Messi, who's just about 500k or just under. And this guy would cost you, what, 80, 90k in untradeable players, which is just not worth it, really. And he has 3-star, 4-star. He's not as linkable either. Right, you've got Dele Alli here with a 73 pace card. Honestly, this card is just unusable at this stage of the game. This Rice as well. He's 55 agility and 63 balance. Just makes him unusable on the game. He's not usable. It'd be a nice card to use. Hummels, they boost his passing over his pace. If you boost Hummels' pace, you make him a meta card. You make that enjoyable for people to want to grind towards or buy the card or just enjoy the game with it. So really here, we've got just nothing really. No big players that stand out or are good cards for this stage of the game. None of these cards, apart from Felix and Jota really, and Militao, are suitable for this stage of the FIFA cycle. Reguilon is not as good as Mendy, he's not as good as normal Hernandez. He's just not good enough, really. He's not as linkable as them. He's not French, which is not his fault, obviously, but he's not his card isn't juiced enough for him to be a viable option for people to link him with Son, link him invertedly with De Bruyne, Fernandez, whoever they want, Kante. The card is not good enough to make people want to buy it. This Neuhaus card is possibly the worst promo card I think I've seen in a main promo team. Seriously, out of all the stats they boost is his dribbling. He's got 59 sprint. He's just not viable. His defending is awful. He's just a rubbish card. Fabian again, rubbish card. Dembele, poor card. Because he's 3-star. They need to do something else with a promo like this. The cards on offer are just not good enough, really. How can you expect people to want to buy them and them to be usable and a viable option past literally the end of this month? Because they will not get upgraded until minimum the end of December. We're going to have freeze, we're going to have team of the year that round of time, we're going to have road to the final, possibly, maybe not this year. We're going to have team of the group stage, we're going to have more player of the month SBCs, we're going to have better SBCs, cards will evolve until then, better objectives. These cards will just not be viable. And this objective Bergwijn, which they released, is just awful. It's an awful objective to do. Honestly, the card is just not good enough to even really make your squad or for you to want to do it. The rating isn't even good enough to be a fodder. 84 rated, so he takes you what, about 5 games, give or take. It takes you to do this Bergwijn overall if you're smart. 5 or 6 games, maybe 7. maybe that'll take you, an hour and a half, 2 hours to do Bergvine, just to get an 84 rated card. And you can go out on the market now, and let me just get someone like Felipe from Atleti, because he's an 84, and if we look at his price, if the game will let me, I mean, his lowest price is now what? If I just check. Oh, my bad. If we check, he's what? He is 2,500 coins. So basically, you can earn probably the same amount of coins that it would cost you to make an 84 would probably be slightly quicker than it would be to do a Bergvine objective for just an 84. It's an awful objective for EA to release, really. It's just not good. This whole promo is just a poor promo in general. There's nothing going on with it that is enticing to play the game. We don't have anything to do midweek anyway, normally. We have Rivals and Foot Champs, then we have a gap until the next playoffs. Play a bit of Rivals. It's like this Thursday to Saturday approach to FIFA that most players play each week, and the promos are not good enough to keep people playing throughout the week on a Monday, on a Tuesday. I mean, really, honestly, an Asensio, really, who wants to do that SBC? Many people have better right wingers already in the game, or better wingers. It's just not. It's not good enough. It's not viable enough. What else you got? This SBC, you got... These are good SBCs, but they need more content like this in the game to make people come back to it during the week, because there's not enough, especially for this stage of the game, when the market as well is dead. The market is literally dead at the minute. Well, that might have picked up when I was last on the game, maybe 2 or 3 days ago. Oh, well, he's obviously not 2k. Okay, so the market is really just stabilised at where it was, really. From what I can remember it, Messi's still about 500k, give or take. Really, what about Neymar's inform? If we just check that. Okay, so really, yeah, that's stable as well. So all the market's pretty stable, but it's coming down a little bit still, and the market crash this year's already really happened, really. The cards are so low, honestly, and Messi is 500,000 coins, and we're a month and a half into the game, which is crazy, especially with his PSG links now. It should make him more viable, but he's less than I think he's ever been at this stage. Ronaldo's only 800,000 coins this stage. Neymar's under 700k normal card. And the market's just crashed massively this year because of all the preview packs. So with that, you need good promos to make people, to make the market just a bit more stable. And you can't do that with these sort of Adidas cards. They're not going to be good enough for people to want to work towards or buy or anything. But actually, that might be a good thing for this promo, because less people will buy packs for this promo. So maybe the market will just be a bit more stabilised, because less cards, there's less supply. The demand is high, but the supply will be less. So maybe that's a good thing for this market. Well, I just don't think it's a good thing really for this market, especially with Black Friday coming in. Next Friday as well. This market is not going to survive much longer, really, at this sort of level, and especially with these promos. This is just an unnecessary promo, my point of view. We don't need this promo. It's just really, obviously, they've signed a contract or something, an agreement with Adidas, and they've just done a promo for them for X amount of whatever, money or whatever, and I just, at least make it good. If you're going to do a promo like this, and it's not good enough. There are really two who could be called meta cards, and that's about it. And they're not even outstanding cards. And it's another live item, and it runs into April as well. It's not What If or Headliners or anything like where you get actual juiced cards who have good upgrade potential. These cards have literally maximum really 2 upgrades, really. Not massive upgrades either. It's just very poor promo, very poor. We haven't had many good promos this year, so yeah, I don't like this promo. And my thoughts are it's just unnecessary, really. It's just to fill the pockets for an extra week while they'd consider doing icon swaps or Black Friday or whatever. But there you go. So yeah. Anyway,